Welcome students. Yesterday we discussed about telling time in AM and PM, like whether it's 12 AM or 12 PM, or whether it's 1 AM or 1 PM. Like how will we know, or how will we differentiate, or how it will be easy for us to identify or to tell the time on the basis of AM and PM, right? We discussed about this yesterday. Now, today, going ahead, okay, we will be discussing about time only, but we will move further and we will discuss about time in such a way that, let's say that if I ask you all that your free play starts at your playtime starts at 9:40, okay? At our school the playtime starts at 9:40, right? I ask you that what is 1 hour before 9:40, so what time will it be? Okay, so we will be talking about that now. Right. So we will be talking about how can we tell the time before and after. Okay, like I say, what will be the time after 1 hour? Like for example, right now the time is 8 o'clock. So what will be the time 1 hour after 8 o'clock? So you should be able to tell the time in this way. Okay, first of all we will be discussing about that what time we will be talking about the term later. Okay, and we will be discussing about how we can tell time or we can tell time if I ask you that what will be the time after or later 1 hour. Okay, so you will be able to tell the time in that way. Now for example, here I have drawn a clock. Okay, and this clock shows that what is the time? It is 2 o'clock, right? The minutes are, this is the minute arm. Okay, it's longer, so the minute arm is pointing at 12 and the hour arm, it is pointing at 2, so it is 2 o'clock, right? So if I say that right now the time is 2 o'clock, so what time it will be? 1 hour after 2 o'clock. So what time will it become? It will become 3 o'clock. Remember that I told you that 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. Okay, 1 hour equals to how many minutes? It equals to 60 minutes. Okay, so this clock will take a full, it will take a full turn. Okay, it will take a full turn. Okay, so it will become what? It will become 3 o'clock. The hour arm will come at 3. Okay, and the minute arm, it stays at 12 only, right? So when I ask you that right now the time is 2 o'clock, but what time it will be after 1 hour after it? Okay, so the hour arm will take a complete turn. Okay, it will take a complete turn and the time will become as 3 o'clock. So now I can see that the hour arm from 2 has come to 3. Okay, one more important thing is that if I write it R, H or HR, all of these things means that we are talking about R, right? If I write it in the full form, that is HOUR, or if I only write the first letter, that is H, or if I write HR, okay, that is also a symbol for R. So all these terms means R, right? But if I write about minutes, or if I write like this, M, okay, so all MIN, all these terms means that we are talking about minutes. Okay, similarly, here is another example. this clock is showing the time as 8 o'clock, right? How? Because the hour arm is pointing at 8 and the minute arm is pointing at 12. Okay, and I ask you that what time it will be 1 hour later. Okay, so since it's 8 o'clock, this clock is showing 8 o'clock, and I'm asking you that what time will it be 1 hour later. So obviously the hour arm will take a complete turn again, okay, and it will come here, okay, and it will become as 9 o'clock. Again, you should, for this you should be knowing, you should have memorized this thing, that 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. So when a clock completes whole 60 minutes, okay, so obviously it will turn to 9. See, if we see it in this clock, it's pointing 8 o'clock, right? And we know that how many minutes are shown in the clock? 60 minutes, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 and 60. And I'm asking you that what time it will be 1 hour later. Okay, since I'm talking about 1 hour, so how many minutes are there? 60 minutes. Okay, so concentrate on the minute arm. Okay, I am moving the minute arm. Obviously I will take a I will take a complete turn, right? Okay, so it has taken a complete turn now, right? So it has taken a complete turn now, and 60 minutes, it means that 60 minutes are done. Okay, and where at the end, where do you see that the hour arm is pointing at? It is pointing at 9. Okay, so what time it becomes? It becomes 9 o'clock. And also remember, this is also an easy way to remember, that after they are asking you that what's the time right now, 8 o'clock, and they're saying that what time it will be 1 hour later. So obviously after 8 what number comes? 9 comes, and they're talking about 1 hour. Okay, so simply you will just add 1 in 8, you will just add 1, so it becomes 9 o'clock, right? So it will be 9 o'clock. Now look at this example. Here, this clock is showing 9 o'clock, right? It's showing us 9 o'clock, okay? And I ask you that what time it will be half an hour after 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Sorry. What time will it be after what time will it be half an hour after 9 a.m.? Okay, this clock is showing us the time as 9 a.m. and I ask you that what time it will be half an hour after 9 a.m. Okay, so as we discussed it before, that half an hour equals to 30 minutes. Okay, 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. What is the half of 60? The half of 60 is 30. So half an hour means 30 minutes. Now if I observe in my clock, when the minute arm takes a complete turn, okay, so how many minutes it have completed? It have completed 60 minutes. But if I talk about half an hour, okay, half an hour means half of 60, that makes 30 minutes. Okay, so the minute arm is taking a semicircle. Okay, so it comes here, it's pointing at 6. Okay, but when it will move at 6, obviously the hour arm will also move, and here I can see that it is pointing between 9 and 10. It is not pointing completely at 9 or at 10, but it is pointing between 9 and 10. So what time it will become? Will it be 10:30? No. Why? Because the hour arm is not pointing completely at 10. Okay, the hour arm is pointing between 9 and 10, and whenever it points between two digits, okay, so we will consider the smaller one. We will never consider the greater digit, we will always consider the smaller digit. And since the hour arm here is pointing between 9 and 10, and here the smaller digit is 9 as compared to 10, so it will be 9. And when I'm talking about the minute arm, so since it has completed half a circle from initially it was here, okay, and it has completed half a circle and it came here at 6, so it will become 30, and now our time becomes 9:30 a.m. Similarly, look at this example. Here the time that is drawn is 3:30. Okay, 3:30 p.m. Let's say it's 3:30 p.m. Okay. The R arm is pointing between 3 and 4, right? Here the R arm is pointing between 3 and 4, okay, and the minute arm is pointing at 6. Whenever they talk about whenever we are talking about 30 minutes, okay, always remember that the R arm will point at 6, okay. Whenever we say 30 minutes, always remember that the R arm will point at 6, okay. So here in my clock, the time that is drawn is 3:30. The time that is drawn is 3:30, right? The R arm is present between 3 and 4, right? And the minute arm, it is present at 6. And I have asked you that half an hour after 3:30, what time is it? Half an hour after 3:30. So what time does it become? It becomes 4 p.m. Okay, what time it becomes? It becomes 4 p.m. How? Since the time here was 3:30 p.m. Okay, we know that half an hour equals to 30 minutes. Okay, so obviously the minute arm will again take a semicircle. It will take a semicircle. Okay, so from here it moves here, and since it moves here, so the R arm will also move. It will move from initially it was between 3 and 4, and then it will move completely at 4. So what time it becomes? It becomes 4 p.m. Okay. Now we will be talking about what time we will be discussing about the term before. Okay, up till now we have discussed about the time after. Okay, we discussed about the term after, like what time will it be after 1 hour. Okay, now I will be talking about what time it will be before 1 hour. Okay, like consider first of all this example. Here in my clock, I have drawn 1 a.m. Okay, the R arm is pointing at 1 and the minute arm is pointing at 12. Okay, so this shows us the time that is 1 a.m. Now I ask you that what time will it be 1 hour before 1 a.m. Okay, since I'm asking you before, remember that even while solving the Smart Maths book, the exercise in the Smart Maths, before means that before, usually keep this thing in your mind, keep this concept in your mind, that whenever in maths you're talking about before, okay, we are subtracting, right? We are subtracting. So when I'm asking you what time will it be 1 hour before 1 a.m. okay, so in our clock before 1 a.m. what time comes? 12. Okay, before this one digit, what digit comes? 12. And since I'm asking you that what time will it be 1 hour before 1 a.m. okay, so it will become 12 a.m. Here look at this clock. See, we can see that the time that is shown in this clock is it is 1 o'clock, right? I'm asking you that what time will it be 1 hour before 1 o'clock. Okay, so since I'm asking you 1 hour before 1 o'clock, so this minute arm will again take a complete turn. Okay, now observe. When it takes a complete turn, why I'm asking you complete turn? Because this whole complete turn equals to 60 minutes, and this half turn, okay, like, or the semicircle means how many minutes? 30 minutes. So I'm asking you that what time will it be 1 hour before 1 o'clock. Okay, so now observe. My minute arm is taking one complete turn. It again comes back at 12. Okay, now what time can you see? It's 12 o'clock, right? Both the hour arm and minute arm is pointing at 12. Okay, so our time becomes 12 o'clock. Okay, now look at this example. Here the time is 10 p.m. Okay, I ask you that what time will it be half an hour before 10 p.m. Okay, again, this minute arm will take a semicircle. Okay, it will take a half turn. Okay, it will not take a complete turn, it will take a half turn, right? So what time it becomes? It becomes 9:30 p.m. Why 9:30 p.m.? Because whenever we move this minute arm half a turn, okay, so the R arm, this is the R arm here, it right now it's pointing completely at 10, but whenever we move the minute arm half a turn, it always comes between 9 and 10. Okay, and whenever our R arm is pointing between two digits, so and we have to tell the time, we will all, for the R, we will always consider the smaller digit. Okay, so we will say it 9:30 p.m. Here, look at the example on this clock. This clock is showing us 10 o'clock, right? How? Because the R arm is pointing at 10 and the minute arm is pointing at 12, right? I ask you that what time it will be half an hour before 10 o'clock. Okay, half an hour means that this minute arm will take half turn. Okay, why half turn? Because half turn makes 30 minutes. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. It becomes 30 minutes. Okay, now look, observe the clock. Since my minute arm is taking half a turn, it comes here at 6. Okay, it's pointing at 6. But what about the R arm? Here you can see that it is pointing between 9 and 10. Okay, it's not completely pointing at 9 and it's not completely pointing at 10, but it is pointing between them. And whenever the R arm is pointing between two digits and we have to tell the time, so at R's place, we always consider the smaller digit. We never consider the bigger digit. Okay, so what time will it become? It will become 9:30 o'clock. Okay.